Hello everybody, UFC Wildcat here,
And I'm Powder Blue Bolts.
and this week we are talking about the Kraft Fight Hunger Bowl between the Navy Midshipmen and the Arizona State Sun Devils.
Arizona State being UFC Wildcat's favorite team.
Fuck 'em.
He actually hates him. He likes Arizona. But it's fun to make fun of him for it.
It's not fun.
Anyways, this game being played at AT&T Park in San Francisco, California. I'm going to be talking about Navy, highlighting some of their players. They actually are number 6 in the nation as far as rushing yards, being another option team. And they don't really like to pass too much, being number 121 in the nation. And that's out of 123, so that just kind of goes to show you that they prefer to run the ball more than pass. And that all starts with G.G. Green, their running back, and he's also complemented by Noah Copeland, their fullback. And those two have combined for 1,300 yards on the season with 8 touchdowns. And G.G. Green is also their leading receiver with 303 yards and 2 touchdowns. So this guy's just a playmaker, and he can hurt you on any side of the ball. And as far as rushing, they just really like to just pound it, averaging 275 yards a game. And if Arizona State's good against the run, if they can stop that, then they can probably spell a win. But other than that, they don't really have too many playmakers on the receiving end. I mean, they have 2 guys with 2 touchdowns, or 1 guy with 2 touchdowns and 1 guy with 3. And I mean, I don't know, passing is not that great for them. Keenan Reynolds has 8 touchdowns on the year, only 1 pick, and he is a freshman. But again, they're an option team. They like to run the ball a lot. So, anyways, you want to talk about some Arizona State?
Yeah, I don't really. Like, why do you ask me these questions? I don't like this team, especially after. Well, this team, I don't like them at all. I hate them.
They're really not that good. I mean, they are 7-5 on the year, but
if you guys can tell, I'm just staying right now. I mean, I hate everything about this team. I mean, they bring in a guy who I think, excuse my French, but I think he's a douchebag. I mean, he came into Pitt saying it was his dream job, and then dipped Pitt after a year, coming to Arizona State, dropping the same thing. Oh, this is my dream job. I mean, I don't like their coach. I don't like what he stands for. But he does run a similar offense to Rich Rod. He has a sort of an option-y type spread offense with a decent quarterback. He's actually really good. I just don't like the kid. Taylor Kelly, he's got 2,772 yards passing and 25 touchdowns on the year, so that's really good. And they also have a change of pace quarterback in Michael Eubank. He's only got 330 yards passing and 4 touchdowns, but I mean, he's been able to come in and he's shown that he's actually a decent backup, so that's really good. They have Cameron Marshall, who's a pretty good running back. He's got 524 yards rushing and 7 touchdowns, and they actually have a really, really good tailback in Marion Grice, but unfortunately for him, and this is really sad news, and I really want to hit on this, his brother, actually, he bought some new Air Jordans, I think is what it was, and on his way home, he got followed, and he got stabbed to death.
wow.
So Marion Grice actually left, and they don't know if he's going to be in the bowl game. So, I mean, my thoughts and prayers go out to this kid. You know, I feel really bad for him, and even though I hate Arizona State, I pray for the best for this kid. Oh, you know, I hope for his family. You know, they've got all this grieving they have to do, so I feel really bad, and all my thoughts and prayers go out to this kid and his family, especially during the Christmas time, which is
it's always hard to deal
very
with.
tough. But again, going back to the game, they also have a really good tight end in Chris Coyle. He has 53 catches for 659 yards. And he has 5 touchdowns, and this guy's actually a really good tight end. Definitely a good safety net for Taylor Kelly, the young quarterback. But yeah, I mean, they have a lot of good offense, and they actually have some good defense. I know one of their linebackers, Brandon McGee, he is really good. He played side by side with Vontez Burfict, and I hated Vontez Burfict. But he came to the Cincinnati Bengals, and he's making us look good.
He starts. He's awesome.
Everything's been forgiven for Vontez Burfict, but I still hate Arizona State.
Yeah, but the thing about Arizona State, them being 7-5, their record's a bit inflated because you look at the teams that they won against: Northern Arizona, Illinois, Utah, California, Colorado, and Washington State and Arizona. With the exception of Arizona, who's a very good team, went 8-5. every other win for Arizona State, that team has a losing record. So they can't play up to the competition, and every team that they've lost to has a winning record, being Oregon, UCLA, Oregon State, and USC. Very, very good teams.
And they also had a glaring loss to Missouri.
Yeah, and if you want to be considered a good team and a team that people are gonna bet that you're gonna win, you've got to at least win a couple of those big games against those top tier Pac-12 opponents, and you can't lose to Missouri.
Definitely not. And I think a key to the game for Arizona State is Taylor Kelly doing well. When we actually look at it, 7 of Taylor Kelly's 9 interceptions on the season came during the 4-game losing streak between Oregon, UCLA, and Oregon State and USC. And he was also sacked a lot, a total of 17 times in that span. So the offensive line needs to step up and actually play really well, or else Taylor Kelly's going to be swallowed up. I mean, he's basically the centerfold of this offense. He's what drives it. So, again, the running backs need to step up. If Grice is back, he needs to do work. Karen Marshall needs to do work, take some pressure off of Taylor Kelly. So, and also the defense needs to step up. They need to make some big plays like they did against Arizona. I think that'll be the reason that Arizona State would win if they do. What does Navy need to do to win this game? Because, again, when we think about it, the triple option is something that's very hard to actually, prepare for. I mean, when teams, play it week by week, it's really tough. But Arizona State has had some time to actually, look at film. They haven't had to play a championship game of any kind. So maybe they'll be ready for it. What does Navy have to do to combat that?
Well, you look at Navy's schedule. They lost to Notre Dame and lost to Penn State. Those are 2 teams that they should have lost to. Everyone kind of expected them to lose to. They lost to San Jose State, who finished the season ranked, and they only lost 12-0. And they did lose at Troy by 10. Other than that, they've played some really good football and have some quality wins over some good teams. And if they can continue to do that against Arizona State and kind of catch them off guard and kind of exploit Arizona State's lack of knowledge, for lack of a better word, against the triple option, and kind of, do what they do and kind of say, hey, Arizona State, we know you haven't seen this a lot, and this is what we run. And if they can do that, they can probably walk out with a victory. And if they have a good game on the ground, like they always have been, they'll probably win.
Alrighty. I think for me, my prediction, I think Arizona State's going to come out firing. I don't want to say it. It's Pac-12 love. That's the only reason I'm saying this. It's not for Arizona State at all. I think Arizona State's offense is going to do really well. I think Navy has struggled in some points with a mobile quarterback. I think Notre Dame's Everett Golson did well. Matt McGloin tore this team up. I don't know. I'm looking at it when they played Air Force, who had a sort of an option-y type of spread offense. They lost. So I think at the end of the day, if I had to guess, I would say that Arizona State's going to win, and I feel like it'll be kind of back and forth, kind of be tough, but I think Arizona State will pull away. I think it's going to be like a 35-24 game Arizona State.
Yeah, I'm kind of feeling the same thing as far as the score prediction. I don't see Navy I see them competing. I don't see them pulling ahead and being dominant because they don't have that really good of a passing attack, and if you just kind of expect the run, Arizona State can defend that pretty well. And as far as defense, Navy does have a pretty good defense, but it hasn't come against amazing competition. They've played a few good teams, but I'm kind of with you on the Arizona State bandwagon there. I know you're loving this.
No.
And as far as the score prediction, I kind of agree with you. I'm going to say Arizona State 31 and Navy 17.
Oh, man. I don't love this team.
Yeah, it's okay.
Y'all mean.
All right, and if you want to join us next week for the Valero Alamo Bowl with my Texas Longhorns and the Oregon State Beavers, be sure to drop us a like, a comment, and subscribe, and comment what you think is going to happen during this bowl.
This is UFC Wildcat and Powder Blue Bolts signing out.